Hello, today we are talking about the Multiplication Flashcards app that can be found for free in the App Store. I found it very easy to use and hope I can provide you some insight on how to use it if you're having troubles. So when you first download the app and open it, you will see this picture. And it's really simple and it gives you different settings that you can play with to if you're looking at a specific lesson and you want to help the students focus on one number of multiplication or negatives, and we'll explore those different options. So here's one option where you can set the first number, and if you click on, then you will see that you can change the number. If you are working on your 9's multiplication or your 2's multiplication, you can use that. There's also another setting where you can set the time, and so you can give the students a certain limit on how much time they have to answer approximately 10 multiplication choices. And there's also options for negative numbers if you want them to focus all on negative numbers, if the first number is negative, if the second number is negative, or if you want it random. Okay, so let's look at the next. Okay, so now if you push the Play Now button, it will take you to a different screen. And that screen is going to look like this. So this is the most simple form that you will see. So it'll have two numbers lined up horizontally. There is no time registered. There's not a specific number. And so what you'll do is you'll have your students simply do the multiplication in their heads, or maybe perhaps on a piece of paper. They will touch the answer, in this case 8, and then they will push check. And so then after that, you will see the next slide, and it will look like this. And so the student can see what they entered. And we entered 8, and so it appears here. And if the student doesn't like their answer, they can hit this clear button, and it will clear it, and they can redo the process. So after that, the student can hit check, and if the answer is right, you will see a correct sign here. And up here, up at the top, it shows you your answer, and it also shows you the right answer. So if they are different, the student can see if what the correct answer was. And then once the student has looked at their answers and figured out what they did wrong or right, then they can click the next button. And so after okay, so if the student was to do this multiplication problem and they're off by one digit, you can see we're off by one digit because the answer is supposed to be 63, then it will tell the student that they are wrong. And so that's just a way for the student to be able to compare their answers again, and it will tell them that they're wrong, and then after that they will just hit next and move on to the next question. Another way you can format this, again, like I said earlier, is to use negative numbers. And so there's a negative in front. There's a negative in front of the 4, and we could have even done it so that there was a negative in front of the 2. And so, and it's really up to you with what you're trying to teach the students, how you want to format that. Another way you can format it is having the numbers going horizontal. And so this is a good just another good way to have the students practice and have the number set up in a little different fashion. The same process will go about for the students answering the questions. They will hit the answer, 28, and then hit check, and then it will tell them if they are right or wrong. And this is the last feature that I'm going to explain to you today. And so if you go back to if you pull up the very beginning page, you can see that there is an option for time. And you can see that up here, it says time and 57. And the 57 is representing seconds. And so you can perhaps give the students a minute to answer 10 multiplication questions. And then this will just tell them how much time they have left so they can pace themselves and see where they're at in the process. And so that's all I have for you today. And I hope you now understand how to use the Multiplication Flashcards app, and I hope to see you using it in your classroom.